welcome back to the Morning Smoke, to a place that we call the Morning Smoke. It is your host, the underscore truth 1987. I'm here with my co-host, Miller. About to mess up his name. But thank you for tuning in to us this week. For our new subscribers, thank you for joining us. Hopefully, we keep you around for a little while. For our existing subscribers, you already know what time it is. I ain't got to go into nothing. You know what we do. You know what some people do more than others. And they create smoke, and that's probably what's going to happen today. So again, thank you for everyone for listening in. Thank you for tuning in to our sponsor station. Thank you again, JQLM Radio, for having us on for another week. You can also catch us not only just here, but you can also catch us on Spotify, or not Spotify, but on Facebook and YouTube at the Morning Smoke Podcast. Also, you can catch us here as you see if you are looking at us on our pages. But if not, you can also catch us here every Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. on JQLM Radio. And yes, we are on Spotify and also Anchor.fm as well too. So if that is something that you enjoy to listen to, go ahead and do that and subscribe and comment and like and share and do all of that good stuff, because we definitely appreciate all of it. So thank you for that. As we always traditionally do every week, we do like to go into our current events and our most recent notable topics for the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off. I think
Hey,
you got a question. It look like you got a question. Go ahead. Get
ain't
it
no
out.
question. Ain't no question.
What
But
you got?
before we get started, listen,
What's up? What's up?
I ain't playing no games, all right?
Okay.
Look, you're gonna put some respect on my name, all right?
What?
And,
Okay.
and you gonna give us another opportunity. Say my
Huh?
name right, and I ain't gonna say it no more. You understand what I'm saying?
His name is Mellow Miller. Yeah. You're right, Mellow Miller. I'm sorry. You know what? It's an off day. Sorry. My fault. My fault. Uh,
America, you
my
see
fault.
who want to smoke? It ain't me.
My fault. My fault. Hey, am I human or am I human? Oh, all right. Okay.
Start the show up, Charlemagne. I mean, huh, what's up? What's you got, man? What's your current event, man? What's going on?
Mm.
What's up?
Well, since you're ready to yield to me the floor, thank you. Just real quick, me being a very technical person, I got some good news for you. If you are a Google fan out there like myself, I know my co-host does enjoy Google as well too. Google has announced, I think they announced it earlier this month, but it's getting a little bit closer, so we'll go ahead and talk a little bit about it. They announced that they are going to be dropping their Pixel line for the year, going into the next year, starting on October the 19th. As you know, Google has multiple different items that they offer from their tech world, and one of the biggest things was the Pixel. When it did came out, they've are now up to the Pixel 6. So this would be their sixth release of their particular branded phone. When it first came out, wasn't as notable as some of the other phones, such as like the Samsungs and the iPhones and things of that nature. But now they have really made a mark in that particular arena with the phones. They've had great success. I know definitely from like the Google 3 onward. I've actually been able to be fortunate to carry the 4XL and also the 5, which I currently have now. Definitely looking forward to the Pixel 6, as it is supposed to be a very, very great competitor, even with not only just Apple. They're always a competitor with Apple because, in my opinion, they're better than Apple. But they're a really good competitor with Samsung. So Samsung also produces some really great phones, and they actually have a really good phone that's going to be a great competitor to that. So just really quick, just to run through kind of what the rumors are going to be for this particular launch on October the 19th. So first off, number one, the phone, obviously. So they are dropping the Pixel 6. They're dropping two versions of this, the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. So obviously one is going to be kind of your more base model, for the consumers that's kind of looking for the intro experience to the Pixel 6. And then you're going to have the big bad boy for, people like myself who's looking for, more of the advanced technology coming from it. But both phones will be over, I won't go into all the specs, but both phones will be over the 6-inch screen mark. One, I believe, is at 6.4, and I believe the Pro is going to be at 6.8ish around that area. So it is going to be a pretty solid foam, very thin. It has a 8.2 millimeter thickness, so it's a really thin foam. So definitely you could have all the screen you want, and it's still pretty thin to fit in your pocket, things of that nature. It's going to have options where you can have storage up to 128 gigs, 256, and 512. So huge, a lot of space
Yeah.
for this particular device. And because of that, there's no need for SD card slots. So because there's just so much space that's going to be in this particular phone, the RAM is going to be clocked out at 12 gigs per RAM,
Mm.
which is really good for a phone. So it's going to definitely move. Battery life should last all day. It's going to have a 4600 milliamp battery in the device, so it should last all day. Obviously, if you're doing a lot of stuff on the phone, of course, it's just going to die out from there. Other notable features, it is going to be water resistant, dust resistant. It's going to have the newest version of Android, which would be Android 12. It is going to have a really good, and this I will mention this real quick, and then I'll move to some other things that they're going to add, hopefully to the show. They're coming out with a really good chipset. So it's actually their own chipset that they built called the Google Tensor. So it's really supposed to be very intuitive, really giving you a really fast and good experience on the phone. I think this is one of their own that they've actually created on their own. So I don't know if they've used any other parts or anything of that nature. Obviously, they'll talk more about that, but this is their actually built sensor that's going to be in the particular phone. So definitely looking forward to that. So those are just some notable things. Obviously, the camera is going to be good. That's one thing that they're known for anyway. Out of the Pixel, is the camera. This one's going to have a 50 megapixel camera on the back, a 12 on the front. So it's going to look really good if you're out there for the pictures and things of that nature. Obviously, the other things are going to be on there: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, NFC, all that good stuff. So all that's still going to be about the same. We don't have really a price yet. They have withheld that information, obviously. So that hasn't been rumored per se. If I was to guess, it's probably going to be anywhere from, I would say that 500 to 700 mark for that base model, and then probably anywhere from that 6 to 900 for the Pro. So obviously, if you want to buy it outright, that's probably what you're looking for. Obviously, there'll probably be lease options and things of that nature if it goes through a carrier. So that's for the phone. And then lastly, like I said, they are rumored to produce their whole Pixel line. So not only just the phone, they may also have a rumored of having a fold phone to combat the Galaxy Fold from Samsung. So they are rumored to have some sort of folding phone. They're also rumored to have their own, finally, thank God, their own smartwatch. So they've had Wear OS for every other manufacturer, but they're now rumored to have their own device. I actually carry the Fossil watch, and it has the Wear OS system on it that's produced through Google. But they're actually rumored to have their own watch, which I'm very excited about that. And they also have some other smart home products that are coming out. They also do smart home things, and they also have their own earbuds, which actually hold their earbuds as well too. So yeah, so I'm very looking forward to the 19th. You can watch this on their actual YouTube website. They have their own YouTube page. You can watch it directly from there on October the 19th at 1 p.m. So that is my news for the week. What are you thinking about Google, Mr. Mellow Miller?
Definitely the Pixel. I do my. I'm loyal to the Samsung line, so I'm not gonna, front on that regard. But I do my homework for comparison to see what's what.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while now, the Google Pixel is one of the top rated cameras in the phone game.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely give them props there. Samsung tends to be the Cadillac of the phones, and they cost an arm and a leg too. I've had this conversation with you. But,
Absolutely.
but what you get for the Pixel, which is right there, it's right there. Maybe it might, one, two, this, that,
Mm.
For that price, though, it's probably a better value.
Absolutely.
I probably get. Look, I'm okay technical, but I'm kind of
Yeah.
stuck in my way. I probably get the Samsung. Don't need half of that.
Yeah. You probably would be fine with a Pixel, honestly.
So it's something I may consider. But one thing I do value, and I'm not going front, is I value the size of my phone.
Yeah.
I want the biggest phone I could get. I want the Fold, the Galaxy Fold 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's $2,000.
Yes, sir.
So if the Pixel has a Fold, I don't know if it's its first gen, then that makes me nervous because the Galaxy
Yeah.
first gen
Yeah.
had its issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Galaxy Fold 3, impeccable reviews.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I want that Fold because of how big it is, and so I've even almost went as desperate to get that new flip phone that has it, but it's too small. It's too small.
Yeah, please don't flip phone. Don't do that.
When you open it, it's decent, but the little bitty baby part, nobody want that.
It flips. That's not gonna work for me. Sorry.
It reminds me of
It takes me back to olden days. I'm good.
what did I have that was called? It wasn't the Raise. It was called something.
The Razor did flip.
It was something that was one of those thin. Anyway, but the point is, no, I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm glad that you brought some of that out there. And I agree with you. Listen, if you're an Apple person, you're probably like me, where you're just loyal.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee for most of you, it's for no reason.
For none.
Samsung
Absolutely.
is at least innovative.
Mm-hmm.
They've come out with new and improved things almost every generation. They were the ones to bring that bezel to bezel cup, screen. They were the one to have that curved screen out there on the mass scale. They started the fold game. You see what I'm saying? They're
True.
pushing the envelope constantly, and Apple,
Stuck in their ways, as always.
what you get with Apple is for them to slow down your phone.
Yeah, pretty much.
So for them to literally send updates that will make your battery less effective. This is proven. You ain't got to believe me. It's court cases.
It's in there. Yep.
They force you to buy a new phone.
Yep.
And don't get me started on the tablets. Amazing tablets. I think their tablets are better than their phone.
I agree with that as well.
But you have to get the latest and greatest, or you can't even download stuff. Really, it's not compatible. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. But I definitely like that. Did you have anything else on that one?
No. Just I'm looking forward to it. So I'll turn it over to
you. I think what I'm gonna start doing is talk about things that we recommend people to watch. Me and you are both avid viewers of movies, TV, whatever it may be, even content, doesn't matter. It could be YouTube, whatever. And we may start giving shout outs to certain podcasts or, like, say, movie shows. I have something that I have two things I'm gonna talk about that's new here. One is the Squid Game series on Netflix. I definitely want to recommend it to anyone. This is
yeah.
Listen, it's an amazing series. I'm not going to give any spoilers to you, but if you have you checked that out?
I have. Yes, I have.
If you watch one episode, you won't be able to. You'll have to commit yourself. Binge watch this thing. I think there's 10 episodes. I want to say they blur together because I watched them. Boom, 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 boom. And I recommend it. And there's going to be a Squid Game 2.
Oh, okay.
A season, 2. So be on the lookout for that. But drop comments. Definitely tell us what you think about that. I highly recommend it. The next thing I recommend is extremely controversial. So welcome to the Morning Smoke. I fully endorse, despite my position. Now, this may be, whatever. I fully endorse the Dave Chappelle Netflix comedy special. His last in that series is called The Closer.
Okay.
The reason why it's controversial is because he goes no hold bars. He definitely talks about the LGBT community a lot. It's a theme throughout the entire show. I can't say it's disrespectful per se. It approaches several lines from shocking things, but I'm one who thinks comedy is a safe place. And there is a time and place for many things. John Gruden, who recently, we'll talk about it more in the sports segment, but he was recently fired for some of his things that he had said. That's not the safe place.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
a professional work environment, right? But if you are a human being and you don't take yourself too seriously, humility is a part of the game. And I think that there's no listen. I'm an equal opportunist. I talk about every single group privately amongst my people. I'm not a stand-up comedian, but when somebody does it, I find it funny. Now, so I don't disagree with him trying to get canceled. There's a lot of pressure for Netflix to pull it off the streaming, platform, and Netflix responded today. They said they're not going to do it.
Well, welcome to the cancel culture. That's how that goes.
I'm going to say this. The one thing I disagree with Dave on, despite me, this is what I'm trying to say. I want it on there because it's a safe place. But I disagree with his narrative and so many other narratives. This is where the Black community comes in. A lot of people are talking that why is it that when something happens controversial against the Black community, it takes forever and a day for us to see some cancel or some outrage. But when it's the LGBTQ community, you immediately see action and it's a lot of pressure. And a lot of people are trying to compare these two and like pit this versus thing. And I hate that. I hate it. People use it to act like it's a problem or a priority that the LGBTQ community has this kind of power. Well, they're very organized. Historically, Black community, when we organize, we lose our leaders. I think we're fractured from that experience. We're not united as a people. And so when it comes to a lot of that result and change, we can't agree on some of the most basic things. The LGBT community is fighting for their place, their niche, their rights. You agree or disagree, but me and you've had, not you, but whoever's listening, me and you've had this conversation. Despite your personal views, from a legal standpoint, you're not going to impose that on them. We've had this conversation because you believe in, that they have the right to exist in their own bubble. And whatever comes down the line, according to your belief, judgment, whatever it may be, that's going to come down the line. It's not for you to put that. We've had this conversation on this show, this platform, one of our more watched episodes. But don't cancel Dave, and it's still okay to disagree. You see how that works?
Yeah. Yep.
Understand, though, that's because the platform. I want full context out here. It's a comedy special. You're not a boss. You're not in a leadership position. As far as you're not a manager, you're not a president of a company in that way. He's got a persona that he's putting on, and I think that makes the difference. That's where it's safe. What are your thoughts, boss?
I'll say this real quick before we hit the breaks. I know we're coming up against it, but I haven't seen the special yet. I've only read kind of what the backlash has been, but I'll say this: when it comes to Dave Chappelle, if y'all are gonna cancel him, y'all should have did that a long time ago. This man has been ruffling feathers since day one of his show. So I mean, day one, episode one. I mean, literally the first episode. I mean,
black, white
supremacist. Come on, man. So I mean, if you were really gonna cancel this man, if you were really gonna cause all of this stuff, that's when you should have did it. I mean, this man has been rolling since then, and he's gotten even more vocal as he's gotten older. So I mean, Dave Chappelle is really into pretty much worldviews all over, not only just politics, but everything. And he always has an opposing opinion about it. So I mean, it's at this point, I mean, you just got to let it roll. I mean, if you're okay with certain things, but you get upset about this, I mean, that's life. We're not going to always agree with each other on every little thing. It's just when it comes down to respect wise, that's when you cause, or you want to come together and actually have a conversation. But I don't think Dave is that type of person to just disrespect somebody, but he is going to speak his mind, and that's okay for him to do that. So So that's my take. So,
Listen. If I want my guys to come over and hang out, how do I get them there? I'm gonna order. I'm gonna get some chicken.
exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
But if my boss says that, I got a problem.
Yeah.
Is it? Do you understand the difference, America?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, what are we talking about? Those are
Yes.
the same thing, two different contexts. One's okay, one's not okay,
Yep, absolutely.
and that's okay. That's okay. I used.
But I think you'll still go over his house if you heard chicken. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
But you're right though. But you are right though. But you are right.
That's not the point if I'm going to a company function because there's chicken. That's not the point. I want my meal. That's cool. But anyway, we're coming up against it. We have a great Shades of Excellence segment coming up. We're gonna sneak preview. We're gonna honor the Friday series, the Ice Cube's Friday series,
Yeah.
in a certain way, in a certain light. That's gonna honor some of their cast members, and so definitely stick around. Great segment coming up. Go ahead and take us out, boss.
Yeah. So when we come back, we'll be talking about Friday. So see you when you get back.